1,000 years ago, superstition and the ranking of the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was a ranking of gargoyles. Gentlemen, I need you to help me rank some gargoyles for our old buddy Keith David.
Okay.
Personally, for Keith David himself.
Keith David got on the line with me and he said, I need you to rank some gargoyles.
That's not what he sounds like. What the
That's not even
hell?
at all like what he sounds like. We need you to rank some gargoyles. Be something more like that.
No, that's like Dracula.
He sounds a little bit like a Dracula.
I'm sure he's voiced Dracula at some point.
I'm absolutely sure he's voiced Dracula at least once.
Has he voiced Dracula at some point?
I gotta check this later, yeah. But
he was Captain Anderson in Mass Effect. He got in a great punch fight that we all know and love. And of course, he was the gargoyle. The gargoyle.
Keith David has never voiced Dracula. However, the series Young Dracula almost had David Bowie play Dracula. Anyway.
That's close enough, yeah.
That's basically the same person. So yes,
he voiced Chaos in Dissidia.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
So gargoyles, they're big, rocky, like things. Technically, they're grotesques, but we're not going to worry about that.
You don't know. They could be spitting water.
I mean, typically they're spitting. I don't know. Well, as we're going to go into
some hot fire because they're talking some serious shit about anything that they're looking at.
So gargoyles are typically associated with like protection and such, and just being kind of gross, rocky boys that hang out on things, and they're just kind of neat. They're neat things. So we're going to go through them, and we're going to rank them in kind of a stack rank to figure out what is the best gargoyle in Magic. And we're going through this alphabetically. We're going through all the gargoyles, including things that generate gargoyle tokens or become gargoyles. So
we're doing the tokens.
We're doing the tokens.
I'm not judging a gargoyle castle on being a gargoyle. It's not a gargoyle castle.
Sure, but the quality of the token has something to do with
the
token
from the castle, yes.
Yes, okay. Anyways, so first on this list is Abbey Gargoyles from Homelands.
It's a good gargoyle.
It's a good looking gargoyle. I like its kind of weird eye. It's kind of got, I can't tell if it's an angry eye or if he's kind of got the bug eye going on.
It's just got eye. Just eye.
It's got protection from red. It's actually a pretty strong gargoyle, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
as far as, it's a 3/4 flyer. I mean, it's triple white.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first white gargoyle we ever got to.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And because gargoyles, sometimes they're artifacts, sometimes they're not. Don't worry about it. It's fine. They're made out of rocks.
Started as red creatures.
Yeah. But, this does have actually a pretty good flavor of, protection. Gargoyles are somewhat ward-like. They protect.
They watch. They look over things. That's what grotesques are for. They're supposed to protect from evil spirits and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, protection from seems like a pretty dang gargoyle mechanic, as well as flying, because I mean they got them wings. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
They got them wings.
Visually, I think Abbey Gargoyles looks cool, but it does not look like it's made of stone.
I mean,
it just kind of looks a little rough and smooth.
It looks like it could come to life at any minute.
Well, I mean, it looks like it is alive right now.
I mean, it is. It's a 3/4 creature.
Yeah.
It's not an artifact in this case. Don't worry.
It's not an artifact, and it's fine. But I do prefer the artifact looking. I'm not necessarily that they are artifacts, but I like them to look like it at least.
Sure.
Gotta look stony.
Yep.
All right. Stony.
Fair enough. I think this is the best and worst gargoyle of all time.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yep.
Next on this, dwell on that for very long.
Yeah. Next on this list is Basalt Gargoyle, who has the rare red butt breathing.
It's true. Like, what the hell's going on with it? It's because it's a time spiral card.
It's because Granite Gargoyle has that ability.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, which we'll get to, but this is a riff on that, except it's red.
It's made of basalt. Another igneous rock.
Yeah.
He's got echo.
I mean, an extra power.
Yeah, like one extra power. But yeah. I mean, I don't actually like this thing's look. It's kind of a little too demony, to be honest.
It looks pretty.
That's the point. They're supposed to look like that.
Yeah, but he looks.
Yeah, that's the point.
He's too. too like scrawny looking, you know,
I mean-
for what it's going for. I feel
He
like,
just came out of a volcano.
yeah, and that's not where Gargoyles is supposed to be. Gargoyles
That's
is
where this
supposed to
one
be like
is.
Gargoyles are supposed to be in my house. Get on my
Yeah.
house, Gargoyle.
Gargoyle. I want to hire you to watch over my house.
Look, once you pay the Echo, he'll be less scrawny.
That's fair. And like he does beef up, obviously, because he's just
once
getting
the-
real big.
Once the lava cools, it just becomes just straight up basalt. It's great.
All right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
do. I like that it's very obviously made of stone, made of basalt, even.
There's a little bit cut off by on his leg there. You can kind of see. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. But I don't particularly like the look of them because, yeah, I don't like the overtly very demon look to them.
Yeah. I do like Abbey Gargoyle better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Because it's got the
Same.
Guardian thing going on.
Yeah, meanwhile, the only guardian sort of thing going on here is the breathing.
He's
butt
made
breathing.
of volcanic rock.
Yeah.
I will admit, I really do love whenever butt breathing shows up. It's just it's just so dumb. Like, why is it here? It's not a right ability at all.
It's a weird mechanic in the first place, and it's double weird for red.
Yeah. Okay, next on this list is Darklit Gargoyle, who has fire breathing plus anti-butt breathing.
It's advanced slowstone. What's going on here?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay.
So this kind of captures the magical servant kind of thing of gargoyles that you do see on some amount of these cards.
Mhm.
You know, that's kind of a neat thing. You know, it's like, hey, I'm a big wizard. I need somebody to do my bidding. I could make a thrall. I could summon an imp. Or I could just animate this nice bit of stonework I've got and have it do it for me. Which,
Yeah.
if in, here we have a card from,
Conflux.
Conflux. Wait, no, what's the plane? Why am I blanking on the
Esper.
plane? Esper.
Esper.
Esper has, their living metal Ethereum and such. And, hey, this gargoyle is probably made out of that. It's an artifact creature gargoyle in white, so yes.
I like the look of Darklight Gargoyle a lot,
He looks
like
cool.
in the abstract. But
Yeah.
I also kind of want my gargoyles to have actual faces. I
But
know
this-
this is me being real picky.
That's you being picky.
Yeah, because Esper, this fits very well with what the type of gargoyles you'd see on Esper. It's like a science gargoyle.
It does. You're right. It totally does. So I'm willing to give it a little bit more leeway. That's personal opinion, and that's personal opinion that is not infecting like the objective science in this case.
Sure.
I
He's
like
got-
that you can send it out to do things, and that's its power toughness switching.
I like that it has 5 eyes. It's an unconventional amount of eyes, I'll grant you that, but I like the 5 eyes.
Yeah, you get that pentanacle
Oh,
vision.
no, yep. Try again.
Pentacle vision. Go with
Sure.
that. Let's just say that.
Okay, sure.
Sure. I mean, he's got tentacles on his head, so pentacle checks out.
Pentacular. I think. Pentanocular? I think that's it. Pentanocular.
He's a pretty cool looking
Sure.
dude. I don't know where I would put him, to be honest. I think I like him better than Basalt Gargoyle, but Abbey Gargoyle's got the protection, like the heat protect going on.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
good.
think he's the best gargoyle, and that's not biased at all.
I don't know. White,
You-
black.
Would you like to make an argument on this?
No.
All right. I'm gonna agree
I
with
feel
Zorak
like it
then.
being white-black, that's the argument, all the argument it needs.
White black is, if you ask me, pretty much the ideal place for a gargoyle to be.
Sure. Sometimes,
But I don't think that
red.
necessarily is strong enough for me to like it that much. I do think it's better than Basalt Gargoyle, though, for certain.
Sure. How about the ultimate indestructible gargoyle, Darksteel Gargoyle?
Now we're talking.
Are we?
I mean, he's posing on a thing. That's pretty good. He looks like trash, but he's
Yeah.
posing on a thing.
Oh, he's made of dark steel.
He looks like
He's
garbage.
extremely Ron Spencer. Wow.
He is super over, like, he feels very over designed. Like, yeah, we put everything on
Dark
him.
steel.
He's-
They do that.
No, I mean, the Darksteel gets you the cool glowy things, which I like a
They
lot.
got the moats, yeah.
I like that a lot. I don't care for the fact that it's like,
Look at his weird hands.
I love his arms. His arms are great.
his
It's
arms
like
are-
His arms are like crab claws that also have fingers coming out of them.
They're like you could hook people with them. They're great.
I would say that this is pretty low down on the crab list. I can tell you that.
I mean,
Sure.
yeah.
It's just got so much sharp bullshit on him. Like I realized that
Yeah.
was kind of Mirrodin's design for a while there.
I
But
mean,
I hate
all
it.
right. What's the downside of the sharp bullshit on this thing?
I look at it and just indistinct. It's like watching like those Transformers movies.
You do have to look at this for a long time to actually get out the silhouette. You know, where the eyes, the head is on the top right. The
I
center.
don't know.
That thing in the center could easily be the face as well. It's a It's like the chest, but
Could be.
What was the gargoyle transformer again? I say owning one.
Grotesque.
Yes, Grotesque. This is Michael Bay's take on Grotesque in the new movie. I know he's not doing the
Pretty
movies
damning.
anymore, but it looks like that. You know, it's kind of like what happened to your face. I like his teeth though, and his single.
I do like his
his single Darksteel eye. I like that.
Ah, that's the name of the book, The Darksteel Eye.
yeah,
You
I'm
did
not
it.
particularly into Darksteel Gargoyle.
I don't
I
hate
know.
him. I don't hate him by any means, but I'm not like wow.
If you're gonna make something out of Darksteel, Gargoyle sounds pretty cool.
Sure, like I'm
That's true.
conceptually into him. I don't dislike him. I just don't love him. I ain't gonna put him on my castle.
Indestructible is a pretty good gargoyle mechanic.
Well,
Regenerate would be better, but sure.
I feel like that's more the Darksteel part of the Gargoyle.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm saying they work together as a concept.
It's a better Darksteel than it is a Gargoyle.
Listen, motherfucker. Don't you be doing that to me.
Yeah.
All right, where do we put him? Is he better than Basalt Gargoyle?
I like Basalt Gargoyle better than this guy.
I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah, they're kind of on level for me, to be honest. But sure,
They can't be on level. That's not how it works.
get on my level. No, that's fine. Next on this list, Dragonloft Idol.
I always forgot this guy was a Gargoyle.
Yeah, he's made this
Yeah.
protective idol outside of their thing, and if you control a dragon, it'll magically show up and start beating people up.
I kind of like this conflation here. This is the protective lion dog statue,
Yeah.
but like it could they basically share the same purpose. So yeah, of course, it's a gargoyle or / grotesque.
Yeah, I like this being like hey, we've got this very Asian setting of Tarkir. We did a cute thing with that. I think it's very neat. I like this a lot as a gargoyle. It's not necessarily your traditional grotesque, but I think it's cool.
Sure.
I think it's not your traditional grotesque, but it works. It has the exact same function,
Sure.
and I'm just gonna judge it on it being, a protective lion dog statue.
It's rad. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
It turns
am-
on if you do a thing. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
+1/+1 flying and trample for 4 to make a 4/4 flying
It
trampler.
wakes
Hell
up
yeah.
and just comes at your head. It's great.
Yeah.
No
once you turn-
protection really going on here, but
The protection it just has 4 toughness.
Yeah.
It does have this kind of the servitude aspect in the sense that this
It
is a world
does.
ruled by dragons, and once the dragon shows up, it actually goes, I guess I better get to work.
I guess it's being a protector of the dragon in that it will probably fight as well as the dragon. I can't say better because all the dragons were big
I mean,
in
well,
Dragons of Tarkir.
Decent
I mean,
number more.
there's some
yeah.
4/4s.
Still though.
Yep.
Pretty good gargoyle. Dragonloft Idol.
Is he? Is he though?
Yeah.
I like him better than. Well, let's start here. Is he better than Basalt Gargoyle? I say yes.
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 Is he
Easy.
better than Darklit Gargoyle?
I think so.
I'd agree.
Better than Abbey Gargoyles is kind of tough though. Abbey Gargoyles has been so far like extremely good just as a gargoyle. I have my reservation of it doesn't look particularly made of stone or nothing. But at the same time, this one's made of gold, so like it's not made of stone either.
But on the other one,
I think
that one has the He Protect.
That's true, and this one doesn't do that. It has something that's analogous to it, but doesn't do it as well, I
Sure.
want to say. So I would say, like, going by at least my own rules here, it's below Abbey Gargoyles.
it checks out to me.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Cool.
Next is a token.
It's the Gargoyle token from Gargoyle Castle.
Yeah.
So I'll point out from Gargoyle Castle, it's not a gargoyle on the castle. The castle is actually the gargoyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big gargoyle. Which is pretty
I wanna say-
cool.
I want to say like bird-faced gargoyles are actually real common.
They're pretty
Like-
common.
Yeah, so that's a nice traditional look for one. It's very clearly made of stone. Doesn't look like it's hewn, but it's supposed to be alive, so
I like that it's a gargoyle that wakes up and just does stuff.
yeah.
It's
I've
harder
pretty-
to show that it is just a stone thing more than it's a land that taps for a colorless.
Yeah. So far, this has been the second gargoyle. That's a 3/4 flyer. So that's kind of like if there is a type line that has been most common, it's that one so far.
How do you feel about the fact that this is a gargoyle that apparently is the boss of a wizard?
Man,
It's a big gargoyle.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
basically. There you go.
that's pretty fair, honestly. Like if you're gonna have anything be the boss of a wizard, I guess it'd be something real big.
Well, I guess it's less that he's the boss necessarily. It's like the wizard is guarding the gargoyle to make sure it doesn't wake up, I guess, more is kind of what they're going for with the flavor
That's
of.
an interpretation you can go with, sure.
Sure, like the wizard's the steward of the castle, making sure like, well, I'm turning the knob to make sure the gargoyle doesn't wake up and beat the shit out of Alara or whatever.
And then I show up and kick the wizard off the cliff, and the gargoyle wakes up.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna punch dudes. Sky dudes.
And then I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Want to give me a hand? He's just like, no. And he flies away.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else in my life.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's a real solid gargoyle.
It's cool looking.
And
Solid's a good thing for a gargoyle to be.
mm-hmm. It has something of a. It pops out of a land. You know, you
Yeah.
destroy the land, and then the gargoyle pops out and is real mad.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that it has something like a protection mechanic of sorts
Yeah.
going on there. It's
I-
watching over something. It's a watching mechanic.
It goes from a rock into that thing. That's, yeah.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
the fact you have that and it can turn into a gargoyle is like, hey, look, I can have a gargoyle. Your
Yeah.
opponent's like, oh shit, a gargoyle.
And it's a 5-man 3/4 flyer. So
Sure.
I like
good.
this gargoyle.
Where do we
I
put
do
it?
too. I
Is it the best gargoyle?
I think it might be the best gargoyle right now.
I'd probably
I like
actually,
Abbey gargoyles, but
I'd probably actually put it below Abbey Gargoyles, to be honest.
I
But
put it above.
that's
I
fine.
really like how it looks. It is way more. It looks more like a gargoyle to me, even though Abbey gargoyle still looks like a gargoyle pretty strongly.
I think it's
That's
cool.
good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Next on this list is Gargoyle Sentinel.
Oh boy, look at this guy.
And it's a gargoyle.
That is extremely a
It's
gargoyle.
a gargoyle that is a rock and then it wakes up and does the thing.
It is even watching over a cathedral or tower right now.
So
So
you don't know. That could be a storage locker.
it could be.
He's very much a protecting gargoyle. He's literally a gargoyle sentinel with defender, and then
Yep.
you know, I don't like his M15 flavor text as much as the 2011 flavor text,
That's fair.
which is kind of just like, hey, just don't think that it just being quiet here means something. Some things only do stuff when they need to.
Just makes me think of Jade Statues for flavor text,
Sure.
which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, paradox of Jade Statues is the victims never really expect attack, but they're never completely surprised either.
Sure.
But he's a
I
golem,
really-
not involved in this.
I really like Gargoyle Sentinel.
Yeah, he's kind of your basic gargoyle.
He's
Extremely basic gargoyle.
He's pretty much your default gargoyle, protecting, serving, guarding.
I
Yeah,
actively like how it looks.
Yeah, it's cool looking.
See, I don't actually care as much for how he looks. His face is very indistinct.
I think
It's
that it's a
there, though.
grotesque. What do you want from it?
I don't know.
It- It's looking down. You can see it. It has eyes that are active right now because it's got that the little wispies going out of it.
I like a gargoyle that feels very like Centaurian in look. You know, like a very like sort of like regal grandpa look.
I like them goofy.
Sure.
I like them somewhere outside of either of those things.
Great. We have done great here. All right,
Yep.
where do we put him though?
Is it
I'm
better
gonna
than
say-
Dragonloft Idol?
I'm
this?
personally of the opinion that this is the best gargoyle so far.
I see. I like the Abbey Gargoyles.
It's literally got Defender.
It's straight up.
It literally has Defender.
Yeah.
I actually, you're probably right. Actually,
It literally has Defender.
Yeah. This is a convincing argument.
It has Defender, and then it wakes up and doesn't have Defender anymore. It can fly around.
Yeah, it only temporarily doesn't have Defender anymore because like someone tries to get into the storage locker and try to take something out. Sure, they get in, they pull something out, and then the gargoyle wakes up like, you better put back that can of Douglas over there. Because, well, what's up? This was a Homerid storage closet.
Oh no.
Oh man, a Homerid gargoyle would be way cooler than this, though.
No.
Crab
no.
gargoyle.
No.
Lobster creature type lobster gargoyle.
It would be a crab.
Creature type eel gargoyle.
Now we're talking.
Next on this list is the aforementioned granite gargoyle.
This is
He
real
looks-
old.
He looks cool as shit.
He does. I do have to admit that. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks
So-
like Chernobog.
I was gonna say this is a real Night on the Bald Mountain shit,
Man.
Extremely looks like Chernobog.
which
I
I
feel
think
like
is a
the-
plus.
Looks like stone stuff is super implied here, but I think it works.
I mean, the flavor text definitely adds to.
It's kind of.
Yeah,
he looks like he's
absolutely.
made out of like Like-
Made of granite.
yeah. I don't take that for granted.
Shut up.
Never. Yeah, it's got great flavor text. That's a classic.
Mm-hmm. Flavor text from the Underworld Cookbook, pretty good usually too.
You just have butt
Problem.
breathing.
Oh,
That-
you know you want to do it.
I Asmarano Mar Dika.
Nope, you fucked it up.
I
Just-
fucked
nope.
it up.
Red, can you do it?
Say again.
Can you do it?
Asmaran and Mordecai Stina Koldakar.
I knew you could do it. I couldn't. All right.
I mean, you heard me try to do my Keith David earlier. I'm not even going to try
Yeah.
this. I don't
If
want
it
to be.
helps, there's a short story that involves her, and there's a demon that comes through her door trying to get her service, and he can't say it either. So they call her Asmora throughout the rest of the story.
All right. Well, it's extremely granite gargoyle. From Alpha, it is an old ass card. It is among the oldest assed cards in the game.
Where do we put it?
It's also extremely pretty basic. It looks
Okay.
dope, but
Well, let's compare it to Basalt Gargoyle first.
I like him better.
I
than
like how
Basalt
it looks.
Gargoyle.
yeah, I
Yes,
think I like
agreed.
it Basalt as well. Yeah, same.
about
I think I
Darklit?
like it more than Darklit.
I don't-
Begrudgingly same.
I would disagree with that, but I am fine with this. I think
Okay.
Darklit Gargoyle looks.
What about
Cool.
Dragonloft Idol?
I like Dragonloft Idol for the flavor it brings. You know,
Mhm.
the kind of unique status of it.
Right, but as a gargoyle.
And I think it also does pretty good job as a gargoyle too.
Yeah, I like Dragonloft Idol better. It's a unique flavor. It's a very just different. It's like going for tacos and you're like, "What is this? Oh, a fish taco? Sure,
I don't think you realize this, but gargoyles can be most delicious.
exactly."
I'm just saying it's a different flavor of gargoyle that is also still extremely like functions as a gargoyle. So I'm willing to judge it as both pretty
Oh,
much.
no, that checks out.
Also, we've not thus far been ranking gargoyles on their deliciousness scale. That's
I
not a
have.
thing. That's not necessarily a thing I'm looking for in a gargoyle.
I have.
See, if you actually think that granite tastes better than basalt, chicken my dang head.
Oh. I don't, I'm not ready to have this conversation.
About which
I'm not either.
Tastiest. I don't know. I've got opinions in this. I could talk about it all day.
Let's get to that next time on the ranking of minerals.
I
Next
won't,
on
though. I promise.
next on this list is Graven Dominator.
Now that's a hell of a card name.
That gargoyle is just screaming. It is all screaming.
As a practicing Orzhov.
What's a practicing Orzhov? What's with all the screaming?
I mean,
Well, have you ever looked into a Norzov cathedral?
there's a reason that the gargoyles scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're carved from living stone. They're animated before they're carved.
That's pretty metal.
That's
Yeah.
extremely metal. Wow.
Yeah. Teaches them their place.
I do like the
Their places on top of buildings.
I do very much appreciate the fact that this is, mean stone man, kind of like this gargoyle. It's a big gargoyle made of stone, and it kind of shows up and punches things down.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
cute.
I guess
And then if it dies, it's like, oh my god, that was so terrifying that I'm just thinking about it. It haunts me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's a really weird ability
I
to put
have
on a
never
gargoyle.
found a use for this card.
That the very temporary Godhead of Awe effect. Not
Yeah.
very,
Like there's uses for it. You could definitely combine it with like Orzhov, like the what's his name?
Yeah,
The
I know
white
the one.
black one that does the +1/+1 or -1/-1.
Yeah, I know the one.
Mhm.
That
I know
guy.
you know the one.
I'm putting up an image of that guy. It's that
Yeah.
guy. We all know that guy. Remember that when that
Wild,
guy
it's
got
that
real
guy.
expensive? That
Pontiff.
was
Orzhov
crazy.
Pontiff.
Yes.
I did it. I got there.
We did get there.
Good old Pope Orzhov.
Anyway, he's rad and spooky.
I
What?
find this one hard to evaluate, though. He's rad and spooky, and he looks great, and his card is unique, but how much of a gargoyle is all of these effects?
So the thing I would say about that is that you have to take this from the context of this being a gargoyle on an Orzhov cathedral. And what are
It's
the
true.
Orzhov but the mob, basically? This is like, this is a church where he protect is he enforce, basically. He enforce
it
you
is.
giving them your money.
Yeah, it is.
So I think this works. It's admittedly somewhat of a modification of the traditional flavor, but in the context
That's the
of,
Orzhov.
but exactly, I think that works in the context of what the Orzhov are going for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. If I'm not going to give Darklight Gargoyle weird shit for being Esper, then I'm definitely not going to give this one for
I do
being
really like
Orzhov.
Darklight Gargoyle, though. Anyway,
In the context of the Orzhov, yeah, no, you're not wrong.
I mean, I don't think
still-
he's the best, but
Yeah.
is he better than Dragonloft
It's-
Idol?
Yeah, sure. I'll say that.
yes.
Is he better than Abbey Gargoyles?
I don't know.
Oof.
I will say, I really do love how all these Orzhov gargoyles, every time I just scroll past them, it's just like, ah!
They just
Ah!
scream. That's all they do.
It's just scroll past and I just mentally just hear him just going, ah!
Every now and again, a pigeon flies into one of their open mouths and they scream even more.
That's screaming with delight, like, dinner.
Yeah.
They seem to like the sound of their voice.
It's real weird. Like fucking Discworld gargoyles. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, we're letting Discworld infect us too much here. All right. Not a bad
Mhm.
thing to have happen, but...
I have no context.
Well, you see, Discworld gargoyles are just trolls that happen to live on buildings, basically.
Oh,
They're-
cool.
They can talk, but it's very hard to understand because their mouths don't move.
Cool.
And they eat...
And they're
pig-
always open.
Yes, and
They're
they
always- okay.
and they eat pigeons. In fact, there's an industry... Well, they are very good police informants because they just be bribed with pigeons to say what they saw.
And there's
All right.
pigeons everywhere in Ankh-Morpork. So,
Pigeons everywhere.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Anyways,
Where are we at? Abbey Gargoyles versus this.
I'm gonna
I
say
f-
no.
I feel like I like the Abbey Gargoyles more.
Yeah.
see, I would have actually said I might like this better for its own unique flavor, but fair.
There's something nice and traditional about Abbey Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Abbey Gargoyles is a weird thing where it's like it's a homeland card that I don't hate. I look at it and go, it's all right, yeah, okay, I get what you're going for here.
There are some homeland cards like that.
Like Joven.
I didn't know. Ew.
Like Joven.
Abbey Gargoyles is like always like the first card in any set that it's in.
Well, yeah, AB. It's
Yeah.
gonna be real early.
He does show up for a long time. He was just the first card that just showed up on my Magic Online collection. So I saw a lot of Abbey Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Harbor Guardians.
This guy used to be a guardian.
Now here in Manhattan, the spell is broken. It lives again. This just looks like a Gargoyles TV series gargoyle right here.
But
You're saying
no
that
wings.
this is Guardian in Manhattan,
Yeah, sure.
just New York Harbor.
Mhm.
All right. It's got reach. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Like he
It
doesn't have
has-
wings.
Which is fine.
He has a super bad downside.
Oh, how if he gets up and attacks your opponent sneaks in and steals your stuff.
Yeah, that's that's a horrible downside to have on any creature.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta get through for 3 points of damage.
This feels like it's weird. The flavor text feels like the ability should be the other way around, where it's like, hey, you can pay it a card. The control of this may draw a card, or you may have the control of this draw a card. If so, remove it from combat. That's what that flavor text feels more like. But that's not what
Yeah.
happens. It's the other way around, where the person defending gets attacked.
Well, the Guardian gets up and leaves, and they sneak in on a boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
I
what that
guess.
is. The Guardian has gone off to beat them, and it's like, oh, they're not there, man. Dave's
but
not
he's
here.
he's right in front of you. He's punching you with his rock hands.
No, he's just over there.
White blue reach.
Yeah.
Is
Why
the
not?
White-
least likely combination of colors for reach to be in.
White
Why-
occasionally gets reach. It's weird.
Only on archers, really, though, right?
Yeah.
Hecaton Kiers.
Does Henchand one have reach?
Yes.
He does. That's right, because he can just
Yeah.
block all. Yeah. All right. Okay.
99 additional creatures.
God, that's so good.
Save it.
Guardian
It's still so good.
Save it.
is real weird. Yeah.
I don't love this guy a lot. Actually, I think I'm actually like I'm not opposed to him, but I'm not necessarily
him.
for him.
I like him.
Well, where would you put him?
There was a weird period there where Guardian was just a supported type.
Sure.
Like they had there was a tribal card I think that actually Ivory Guardians I think it was, and then they just changed that so it only works on other Ivory Guardians now.
Weird.
Very strange. I don't particularly like Harbor Guardian either.
Yeah. Like honestly, I'd probably put him on the bottom right now. Like I
Also-
don't hate him, but
I'm going to go and ask a really silly question right here.
Okay.
Harbor Guardian starts with the letter H.
Yes.
Did the capital H in the old,
They're-
like,
Nope, they are different. The uppercase H just looks like a lowercase H, but they are different letters.
yeah, why would they do that?
That's just
Real
the
weird.
font. It's the Magic Medieval font.
it's fancy.
Yeah.
It's a fancy elf H. Okay.
There's a reason that they changed that font when they went to the 8th edition.
You have to pronounce it like Harbor Guardian.
I was gonna say it's a fancy health H.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't particularly like Harbor Guardian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's on the bottom, but because I think I like it more than Darksteel Gargoyle, but I think that's about it.
Red.
I'm sorry. Where are we at with this?
Where? No, I mean he wants it to be above Darksteel Gargoyle. I wanted it to be below Darksteel Gargoyle.
I like him more than Darksteel Gargoyle.
All right.
I like his defensive qualities.
Fair.
I mean,
He can get up and leave, but you really don't want him to.
you really don't want him to.
But his leaving is him attacking. You can't get by. All right.
All
next,
right.
yeah. Next on this list is Ivory Gargoyle.
Check it out. I'm made of elephant teeth.
Yeah. I really like a lot of things about Ivory Gargoyle.
Such as?
Like his mechanic is really unique and cool.
He's weird.
The clause of if you don't want to fucking draw him next turn, you can exile him permanently. That's cool. That's a weird mechanic that I think is neat to have on a card. And I also really like how it looks, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, he looks cool.
it's a neat concept. It's like, hey, we made this thing out of elephant bones.
I like that they plane shifted this guy to Molten Firebird in Planar Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And then the art is pretty much the same framing where it's it's a caldera behind him instead of the circle.
It does kind of work better as a phoenix than a gargoyle.
I mean, yeah,
It
absolutely.
does. Absolutely, yeah. It's just that the effect on the card and both cards is
It's
really
definitely
cool.
yeah. It's
And yeah. And I like it.
he's got a lion face. He's great.
Yeah, he looks cool.
I like the lion face.
He's not. I mean, that mechanic. I'm trying to understand the flavor of that mechanic.
Well, I mean, it will always
Gets
come
up.
back.
He's made of
because-
ivory. He just
Yeah.
gets up.
Because elephants.
His spirit is indomitable. You cannot
never
defeat this
forgets.
gargoyle. It will come back at all times.
Like the great elephant graveyard, he returns to his home to die, to live.
To die again.
Oh,
Now, the weird thing about it is, why is he carrying a staff?
Because he's cool. He found that. It's made of ivory.
Check out my cool wizard rod.
It's like, I'm made of elephant teeth. You're made of elephant teeth. We should hang out together. And he just talks to it like it's his wife.
That's real weird. You're making me like him less.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Gargoyle's married to that stick.
yeah. I don't love this guy. Like, he looks cool, but that's about it. I can never feel for him like he feels for his stick wife.
Well, let's compare him to Darksteel Gargoyle.
I definitely like him more than Darksteel Gargoyle. Easy. Like,
I
I
like-
don't
I like him less.
really.
Darksteel Gargoyle
Man.
is perching on something.
This one's flying. There are other
Yeah.
ones that we've seen already that are just flying. You
But
know,
perching is
Darklit
cool.
Gargoyle is flying, for instance.
Yeah. Gargoyle token is flying. And we love Gargoyle token.
Yeah.
We love Gargoyle token.
What you thinking we don't like Gargoyle token? Gargoyle token, get in here! Let's just have a big party for Gargoyle token.
I think I like him more than Darksteel Gargoyle, but less than Harbor Guardian.
I like him more than Harbor Guardian, but that's about it myself.
I'm below. Like I said, I would have him at the bottom. So
Yeah.
compromise choice. Ivory Guardian. Gargoyle.
Science goes weird because I like this guy's art and everything. I don't know.
I agree. Like, I actually really like this guy's art, and I like his mechanics even, but not a single thing about them really screams Gargoyle to me.
Like the gargoyles that scream.
Yeah. is screaming a quality of gargoyles? Yeah. Okay.
I
I mean,
mean-
the Orzhov ones.
I mean, we've all seen the intro to Gargoyles where you have Keith David Gargoyle just go, ah!
Oh,
Ah! My
that's his
wife
name now.
left-
Keith David Gargoyle. That's
My-
just his name.
Ah, my rock wife left me. I'm a gargoyle.
Now I only have my stick wife.
No, that's
No.
a different guy. That's a different guy.
No, I think Keith David Gargoyle dates a lady.
Goliath. His name is Goliath.
I've never actually seen an episode of Gargoyles. But I have seen
Not
an
bad.
episode. But I have seen an episode, or I've seen many episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and they're basically the same thing. I think
There's an episode where they meet Anansi and they murder him.
Okay.
Well, Anansi the spider causes a lot of problems.
They shoot with a
Anyway,
gun.
Kelleran Gargoyle.
Yeah.
He's posing on a thing.
Yep. Made of
Does-
rock.
It's got not lifelink.
It's got original lifelink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not sure what the flavor of him having lifelink is, but sure.
The flavor is he's a cold snap card.
Ah, he's bad.
I mean, it costs 6 for a flying first strike 3/3.
Which is pretty good, actually.
Does
Not anymore.
It'd still be playable. It's 6 mana, 3/3
let me tell you
flying.
about
first-
Vampire Nighthawk.
I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. Hey, this takes out Vampire Nighthawk. Trap sprung.
Well, let me tell you about the other guy who's not Vampire Nighthawk. That I can't think of the name of.
Oh, Vampire Dayhawk.
Yeah.
Dwarf, not first responder. Maybe it is first responder?
I don't even know.
The flying dwarf. But yes, I get you.
Aerial responder. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
First Responder's not a card.
not
You
yet.
made me search for a card that doesn't exist.
Not yet.
How dare you?
All
All right. I don't particularly like Kildare and Gargoyle.
he's fine.
He looks fine.
He
but,
looks cool. I like the flavor
I-
that they took him from other castles.
Yeah, but there's like nothing else about Kildare and Gargoyle that is particularly gargoyle. Like, I guess maybe First Strike kinda sorta is if you think about it.
Like he's
No.
surprising.
You would expect it to be opposite. Like, gargoyles are like made of rock. They don't expect them to be like, I strike first. Because first strike, we generally these days associate with being like a fast guy or like particularly
Yeah,
technically
that's true.
skilled. I don't think of gargoyles as either fast or particularly technically proficient.
I mean, there's nothing saying that they can't be technically proficient.
But I will say this gargoyle does look cool as hell. Like, if you actually look at the face on this dude,
Oh yeah, he's cool.
he's a good looking
Looks all right.
gargoyle.
He's kind of got the granite gargoyle thing going on.
He's kind of got the, hey, I'm a gargoyle. I could go for a dove right now.
Anyway, where do we put him?
I'd actually put him like, okay, how about this? Is he better than Harbor Guardian?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I'd say yes.
I don't think he is.
Okay. Is he better than Basalt Gargoyle?
I don't think so.
That's kind of where I'm at, actually.
All right.
So, see, that's the thing about us doing a bunch of this is that we're not so much like aligning so much as that we're getting the science down. We're like, science is about testing theories. You know, you come in there with your own theory and you test it. We're just getting so good at the science that we basically can pinpoint the area where like the science is going to be.
Why do you think-
Absolutely.
Why do you think he costs 6 mana?
I don't know. Like,
It's
there's pretty much nothing about this makes me seem like, I guess it's because it's uncommon.
because they had to move him upstate.
That's what I was thinking.
It's all the mana
Yeah.
they had to spend to actually move him upstate. You know, they had to pay
Mhm.
for those
Yep,
moving
fair
trucks. He didn't fly up there. They made him he made them have to actually drive him up there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
shit.
he's actually, weirdly enough, even though he's flying, afraid of heights.
Aw.
That's why he's on the ground and the other guy's above him. He's like, I don't know.
Is that a gargoyle above him?
Yeah, I
Nah,
think
that's
so.
like
Wait,
some
it's just
kind
a
of-
Drake, right?
I think
Yeah.
that's a gargoyle. It's just a better lit
It's got
one.
leathery wings.
Yeah, you can see through that. It's like light is shining through
I think
those.
that's just a Drake. I think the idea is he just eats Drakes.
Yeah, I mean, he can. I mean, 3/3 flying first strike, lifelink, absolutely, he can eat drakes.
Sure.
Anyway, Lyran Gargoyle.
This is a weird take on a gargoyle.
I
'cause
love Lyran Gargoyle.
He looks like such a piece of shit.
Like a gargoyle!
He's very good at defending because his whole thing is that you don't want to attack with him because the ability only works on the defense.
Yeah.
He's good against like combat tricks.
But
because
also,
he
he
can,
can be a 2/2 flyer, sure.
Yeah.
sure, which is not, trust me, not bad at all. But also,
Extremely not bad. He costs 3.
But-
That's a perfectly fine stat line.
but if you aren't able to use him for that, he can block, for days in the air. And then I like the thing of the fact that he's immune to lightning bolts, and when he's on the defense, he just lets it bounce off his butt. He's like, yeah.
Mhm.
He really is a very rude boy, though.
He's great. I love him.
He's a
There-
very
I love
rude
him!
boy.
There are totally grotesques that look like this guy.
Yeah, there
Like,
are.
Yeah,
He's great, and he's into kinky stuff, and he's got bird legs, and I love him.
He's got hair going on, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like this guy. I like this guy a lot, actually. The more I think
Yeah.
about this,
Oh, yeah.
he's a nasty boy, and I'm believe it or not, I'm for it.
Zap me, daddy.
No, no, no.
Hit me with your lightning bolts. It's the
I
only
want
way
it
I
real
feel. That's how I reproduce. Oh no.
Gotta get that electricity coursing through my butt.
That's
Ready
the other
stone.
way.
You don't need to conduct electricity.
I do a little bit.
Oh. Yeah, I love this guy.
Lear Gargoyle is great.
Is he better than Gargoyle Token?
Yes.
I think he's better than Gargoyle Token,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, he is. Is he better than Gargoyle Sentinel, though?
I think so.
I think
I'll
he
go
might
ahead
be.
and just say it.
I love this guy. I think he might be.
I think he is. I think he is.
God, he sucks so much. I love him.
Hey, he's a Windrake. Windrakes are not bad. And then also...
Oh, no, I know. I don't mean his stats. His stats, he is actually mechanically a perfectly fine card.
He's just
No,
a
he
rude
sucks.
boy.
He sucks because look at him.
What are you talking about? I want, like, 20 of these guys on a building that I inhabit.
Yeah.
Also, he's kind of jacked if you actually look at his, like, proportions.
He is
Yeah,
fucking
he's great.
ripped.
He's
Yeah.
just sculpted that way. Those aren't real muscles.
Nah, it's sculpted that way, sure, but they're real enough.
Sure.
They can feel the electricity.
Sure. Okay, next on this list, it's Lumen Grid Gargoyle.
I gotta tell you, after Lear and Gargoyle, this guy's kind of a letdown in a weird way.
This is extremely a letdown. Like,
He's just always there. He's
This
always
doesn't
the
need to-
thing.
this does not need to be a gargoyle.
I mean, I think the flavor's actually pretty good in the sense that he protects, the vigilance against, the Phyrexians and such, I think is a kind of a good flavor. No.
Sure.
Like, I think that works. I think it would make sense.
Sure.
I think it makes sense with that flavor text for him to have, like, vigilance or something, but that'd probably be a bit strong.
I mean,
You know,
yeah.
weirdly enough, there hasn't been a single gargoyle with vigilance, even though that seems like pretty strongly a vigilance thing.
I mean, they're
Gargoyle
mostly
thing.
defender-ing.
Yeah.
You don't really want them leaving.
Still, though.
I mean, it's kind of a mechanical thing, I think, the fact that the mixture between vigilance and defender is a bit weird.
Mhm.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
particularly like. I don't think there's much that screams out that Lumen Grid Gargoyle is a gargoyle to me.
Except that he looks like a gargoyle.
He only looks like a bit like a gargoyle, really, because he's
Oh,
like
look at his face.
he's real spindly. He's looks
Sure.
very clearly made of a metal and set, which isn't actually.
I
a
mean, he's
disqualifier or
Mirrodin.
anything.
He's gonna be. There's no
Yeah.
stone on Mirrodin.
Like his face is, but that's about it to me.
like, I don't hate this guy, but I don't love him. I think he's a fine gargoyle, but again, I don't feel for him as, say, I don't know, Leering Gargoyle feels about lightning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is he better than the other Mirroring Gargoyle, Darksteel Gargoyle?
Yes, just I think so. Just because I really kind of actively don't like how Darksteel Gargoyle looks.
Same.
Okay, then. Is he better than Ivory Gargoyle?
I don't think so myself, but I'm actually more up on Ivory Gargoyle than the other you two are.
I have no problems with Ivory Gargoyle. He's just, yeah. He's just
Right.
not as good as all those other gargoyles.
I think this is... See, this is one of the things where you've told the total feeling of apathy. It's against Blooming Grid Gargoyle is like,
That's what the gargoyles want. You get all apathetic, and then they just spring to life and kill you.
that is
Except
what's,
this one's not a rock ever. It's just a guy flying around.
that's what's gonna happen to me. That put that on my tombstone, and then turn my
Therefore, I think this guy is worse than Ivory Gargoyle.
sure.
That's fair.
Is there anybody? Okay. Could I get a tombstone that's a gargoyle?
Well, I mean, you would need a mausoleum. I think you'd need to have a tomb.
No, but could I get buried inside a gargoyle?
I mean, well, that's not a tombstone. That's a coffin.
But what if the gargoyle's sticking out of the ground?
Like some sort of like gargoyle mausoleum
Yeah, a
that you
gargoyle.
can sacrifice and get a gargoyle token out of.
Yeah, like a gargoyle castle. I'm the wizard,
Yeah.
except I'm dead. Next on this list is Manor Gargoyle.
Have you met his weird roommate?
Oh no. Oh
My
no.
roommate keeps on going on about cryptocurrency. It's awful. I don't want it.
Oh
Listen,
no!
You want a beer or something?
Oh
Oh no!
I'm just saying.
that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm just saying.
You're not
He's
wrong.
real weird. I don't recommend going to the basement. Just come up here, get into the kitchen. I'll give you a couple beers and we can hang out. They play a bit of Madden.
Would you like some strawberries?
No. No, don't touch those. If you actually eat any of those, he will get mad at you because he's going to sell those later.
I really like Manor Gargoyle, irrespective of what you're doing, but now I especially like Manor Gargoyle.
Because he's totally on the same manner as Manor Skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flavor of him as a gargoyle is great. He's got Defender.
You
He's
realize what you've done?
Yes.
You've ruined Manor Skeleton, and then via ruining Manor Skeleton, you ruined Manor Gargoyle by making him better.
Yeah.
Hey, I ruined Manor Skeleton. That was me.
You both did.
That was both of us. That was equal.
I
You started it.
I
Right.
did the
Only
first
one of you
dumb-
came up with the cryptocurrency joke.
That wasn't me. That was you.
I know. Ugh. Damn it.
All right.
Okay, well, aside from all that,
He's great. I love Manor
not-
Gargoyle.
he's Gargoyle Sentinel, but indestructible, and he looks cool.
Mhm.
He looks
And
way
he's
cooler.
he's from a vampires thing. It's cool.
He looks like an Innistradi demon, which is good.
He's there
Which
to keep
it-
angels away.
Yeah.
Again, I actually personally don't like it when gargoyles look particularly demony, but in the context of Innistrad, it makes a lot of sense.
Like, yeah, he's keeping angels away.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Oh man.
All right. We'll just go straight for it. Is he better or worse than Gargoyle Sentinel?
He's better. Like he's
Better,
just straight up
yeah.
better.
Okay.
He is
said
a
that.
strictly better gargoyle sentinel.
The real thing is Leering Gargoyle here.
Yeah. Oh man.
Shit.
Couple cold brewskis with Manor Gargoyle and actively avoiding Manor Skeleton. Or
But
The
Leering
Grand
Gargoyle is a nasty boy.
yeah, real
Just
nasty,
nasty.
dirty
I love
boy.
it.
But I love the nasty boyness of Leering Gargoyle, but also Manor Gargoyle feels like the pure strain, like great gargoyle.
Yeah.
He protect, and if you piss him off, he attack. And he loses indestructible when he attacks because he's no longer rock.
Yeah. Man. I really like Manor Gargoyle, but it's so hard to choose between because they're both kind of like their own respective epitomes of gargoyledom, you know?
Yeah.
Equal levels of pure strain grotesque. Just
Well, the Leering one is more grotesque. Straight up.
yes. It is more grotesque, that's true.
But is it more grotesque?
Yeah. God, this
No,
is so
'cause
hard.
Technically, Manor Gargoyle is more grotesque because it's 4/4.
Yeah.
Man.
We can't have a tie. It's not possible.
No, one of these has to be better.
Yeah.
I'm going to set aside my emotions and go with cold hard logic.
Okay.
As a
That's not-
scientist,
It's science. You have to do that way.
sure, except for this one with scientific emotion, of course. I think Manor Gargoyle is better than Leering Gargoyle. I love Leering
Okay.
Gargoyle.
Can you explain?
I love Leering Gargoyle. He's a nasty boy. But Manor Gargoyle, everything about him feels like the best realization of what a gargoyle should be. Like, if you ask me in the abstract, again, what a gargoyle does. Oh, it sits on things. It doesn't move. It protects
Until
then-
it move.
until it moves. And also, when it moves, it could fly and beat the crap out of you because it's made out of rock and huge. I think Manor Gargoyle is the best kind of encapsulation of a thing that sits on a house. You know, he's a Manor
Okay.
Gargoyle.
So
Let me tell you about a guy named Snoopy.
Fuck. Oh man, Snoopy
Sometimes
Gargoyle.
he can fly.
Oh man, Snoopy Gargoyle. How
all
about
right,
that?
I'm gonna make my own argument here.
Okay.
I actually personally think that Manor Gargoyle and Leering Gargoyle are the two perfect versions of a gargoyle.
But they're the two different. Yeah, I get what you mean.
But
yeah.
and here's the thing: I have to recognize that one of these two things is more useful. And if you actually have Mana Gargoyle and Lyran Gargoyle get into a fight, Mana Gargoyle wins every time.
Either way you cut it, even if he's defending.
Yeah. Mana Gargoyle is technically a better gargoyle at his job than Lyran Gargoyle is, and that's literally the only thing that makes me like Mana Gargoyle a little bit more.
Also,
Putting aside also everything else from Mana
that's,
Gargoyle.
That's sound. That's absolutely sound.
Yeah.
Also, the Mana Skeleton connection makes me love Mana Gargoyle a great deal.
Absolutely.
Like, I did not come into this ever making that connection, and this has expanded our dumb fucking personal interpretation of Magic universe.
Our fucking one mention in Innistrad fanfiction that we're writing right now. It's just the one. We don't care about the rest of it.
Crappy little manor instantia somewhere.
Yeah. It's old and no one lives there but a skeleton and this gargoyle who hangs out on the roof.
Hey, there might be
And
more
also
people.
There's gotta be
that.
other things that live there.
A couple squatters, maybe.
Sure.
Mana Skeleton's weird cryptocurrency friends.
We're basically making
Nah,
our
those
own...
really are the only two cards with manor in their name.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly over all these Innistrad sets building our own version of the monsters, and it's horrible, and I hate it.
All right.
All right.
Next.
Millennial Gargoyle.
This is Gargoyle is
Stop
killing
buying-
Orzhov.
Yeah, stop buying papayas and all sorts of other. I don't.
This is very boring.
Gargoyle sucks.
It's very boring.
It's extremely boring.
Not
Wow.
because of the millennial thing. It's just that
It's just boring.
we're all millennials, just so we're clear.
Yeah. Ah.
I mean, maybe it'd be a better gargoyle if all the boomers hadn't spent all the good magic on, their extra-sized houses.
You mean
This-
is it?
Millennial gargoyles don't really go down into the Orzhov churches very often anymore. It's kind of a higher percentage of them just not believing in anything the Orzhov does.
Millennial gargoyles are killing the Orzhov gargoyle industry.
Yeah. He's not even screaming, is the thing. It's
He's not an Orzhov gargoyle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're killing the industry. But also, there weren't any gargoyles. Was there any in Return of Ravnica? Were there any Orzhov gargoyles?
I think here on some art. I'm pretty sure, but
think so.
Well, we'll find
but
out.
I don't
soon.
think there's any actual gargoyle creatures for the Orzhov.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, Okay. Is he better or worse than Lumigrid Gargoyle? I say worse.
I think he's better.
I don't know.
Like, so they're both they're a thing flyer for thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know
I
what?
think this guy looks cooler, and also I'd rather play this guy.
That's fair on both accounts, I want to say. I'm going to put it to, he's made of rock, and that is literally the only thing that makes me like it a little bit more over made of metal.
Okay. Is that how high he goes? Like, do you guys, or is Ivory Gargoyle gonna be better than him? I say Ivory Gargoyle is above him.
I would say Ivory Gargoyle is above him.
Same. Not too much further, but
Why?
Listen,
Why is he?
Ivory
a millennial?
Gargoyle actually lives for something. He lives for that stick. Millennial Gargoyle doesn't. Millennial Gargoyle just has to go for the day-to-day.
what was your question?
Why is he a millennial gargoyle?
Because he's a millennium old.
Yeah.
I thought they used to make them
Somehow.
better than this.
Hmm.
All right. Well, whatever. Nullstone Gargoyle.
I love this guy.
God, he's so expensive.
He's screaming.
He is extremely
I mean, there's a
screaming, but-
reason he's expensive.
Yeah, that's an extremely powerful mechanic. But still.
He's protecting. That's pretty good.
Yep.
He's posing while protecting.
Scaring the magic away.
He is just looking up in the sky, just going, whoa. I mean, if you replace that blue background with, like, rain, you could probably put some Kenny Loggins over him. Pretty good.
Could you?
Well,
I
sorry,
want
not- Why did I say Kenny
But
Loggins?
what song from Kenny Loggins would you put over this in the rain?
I didn't mean Kenny Loggins.
Is it I'm All Right?
No, I didn't mean Kenny Loggins. What the hell am I thinking of?
Kenny
Continue.
Rogers?
No, just continue. Don't worry about it. I'll think about it.
I want a shirt with 3 of these, just screaming at the moon.
No.
Phil Collins.
Why not? Phil
Continue.
Collins.
Continue.
Just the Tarzan soundtrack.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh!
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Was
Okay, where does this guy go?
Yeah, there's not much else to say about this guy, really, huh?
I'm done dunking on you. For now.
I mean, he protects.
He looks way more like a robot than like a gargoyle.
I mean,
Look at
that's
him.
just
like
the
he's got
lighting from underneath. He's made a
no. He totally looks like he's got like mechanical joints. Like look
Yeah,
at his,
how's his fingers gonna move?
what magic? He's a gargoyle.
That's silly. He absorbs magic.
I actively dislike that this looks like a robot. I don't like that in a gargoyle. 'Cause
Actually, I kind of with you. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. This is a bit more of a construct than a gargoyle.
he
It's
totally
looking
looks
as
like a
though-
construct.
It looks
I
like
think he looks cool, but it don't look that like a gargoyle looking like that.
he would be like. a
I
garg-
have problems with your opinions on gargoyle looks. I'm sorry.
It also doesn't fit in with the other Ravnican gargoyles.
It's
They all-
screaming.
But those
It
are
is
all.
also-
But those are all made out of rock. This is clearly made out of metal and is a robot. Like this is an.
Not made of metal. That is not made of metal.
Probably not made of metal, but it does look like a robot.
It's just
It has-
shiny rock.
Sure.
It has internal bits in it. Like you can see the structure in its left hand, how it's moving that hand, because it's
Sure.
a construct. It's not a gargoyle.
This like looks like it might be like an is it gargoyle, to be honest.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
All right.
I actively dislike how this guy looks when you consider it being a gargoyle. I think it looks cool on its own, but
Hmm.
if this was creature type, I guess
If it
even
was-
gargoyle.
If it was creature type imp, I would wonder why it wasn't a gargoyle.
If it was creature type imp construct, though, or artifact creature,
No.
I can't go down you with it on this path.
I still like.
Sure.
I'm giving it a big ol' penalty for that reason alone.
It's compared to the other Ravnican gargoyles that aren't the Orzhov one.
Millennial.
Is it
I do
better
like it
than
more than
Millennium
mine.
Gargoyle?
Yeah, I do like it more than Millennial though. Like it has mechanics behind it that make it better than that. I just actively dislike how it looks.
All right,
Is-
let's jump up. Is it better than Kjeldaran Gargoyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Is it better than Darklit Gargoyle?
No. I think Darklight Gargoyle does what it kind of looks like better.
Yes.
All right, then. Is it better than Basalt Gargoyle?
No, actually. I'm gonna say no for that one. I like how Basalt Gargoyle looks more.
Actually, I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this guy's got a lot of protectiveness going on. Like, I'm for that, but also he's so expensive.
Like
It's a very pricey. Nullstone is expensive.
Sure.
and that is actually a very powerful ability that I'm down for, but man.
I mean, I'm going to cheat it in the play anyway.
Sure, you're going to
Yeah.
tinker it out or whatever.
Okay. Up next, though, Opal Gargoyle.
I love this guy.
This dude
Yeah.
looks cool as shit.
He really does.
He's
Opal Gargoyle.
literally a gargoyle, and then the creature shows up, and he just shows up.
I'm gonna say one thing about it.
Okay?
It's not actually made of opal. Look at it.
Sure
That
it
doesn't
is.
look like opal at all.
Sure it is.
He's just a little
It's not
sooty.
even the slightest bit opalescent.
He's just
I don't
sooty.
think any of the opal creatures are actually made of opal.
Yeah, no, they aren't. I'm just giving it shit. I think maybe one of them is.
I will say
Opal
this,
Avenger might be.
the only thing I would actually knock on this thing is
Okay.
that it's kind of weird as an enchantment.
Yeah.
I
but-
mean, it's the enchantment on the stone.
I guess, but it feels like an artifact would work better.
I mean, I can carve a rock into something. It's not going to just come to life.
Sure, but it still feels like it would work better to me if like a creature, if this was an artifact, it'd feel better. I do like the flavor of like, hey, a creature shows up, the gargoyle wakes up, and now it's
a block. They're gonna just be enchantments.
Sure, like I get it. But what are you talking about? It's the artifact cycle.
I will stab you.
I like the flavor of this a lot, and it looks so dope as all hell. This is like
It's like it's a cockatrice, isn't it? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm into this guy.
He's perched on a roof somewhere.
Birdie gargoyles are cool, and this one also has a little bit of additional something going on for that. So,
Okay.
Opal gargoyle is pretty cool.
He's got a cool tongue.
Yep. But where does he go?
Good question.
Is he better than Graven Dominator?
I think yes.
I think so.
They are
yes.
both screaming.
Is he better than Abbey Gargoyles?
I actually will say yeah.
I'd say yes too.
I say yes.
Is he better than the Gargoyle token from Gargoyle Castle?
No.
No.
I'd actually say yes. I think.
Want to try to sell me?
Sure. Like, look, this feels very pure Gargoyle in the sense that, again, a creature shows up, it's on your roof, it's just an enchantment there, hanging off on your roof. Somebody shows up, he's trying to break in and steal your Dennis. And you're kind of like, hey, get him.
Okay.
That's what
Make
he
sure
does.
my Dennis is safe. Get over there.
Yes.
Mess that dude up.
He wakes up and he steps on him with his bird feet.
Peck at his ankles.
I feel like the gargoyle token is still pretty much
The gargoyle token does almost everything you just described as well.
But he ruins my castle. All my
It's his
baseball
castle,
cards.
and he's rad, and he lives there.
But all my baseball cards are in there. Oh no. Gone.
If you look in the wrong direction, Opal Gargoyle is going to mess up your Dennis. All right? It's...
Your cans of Dennis.
Yeah, many cans of Dennis.
No,
I think this guy's below the token.
All right.
Yeah,
fair
I'm going to
enough.
stick with it still.
Fair enough.
All right, we got a divergence here. So it's literally Opal Guardian is literally the first card, but it turns into Abbey Gargoyles.
Yes. What up, Opal Guardian?
Is it better than Opal Gargoyle?
I don't like how it looks as much as Opal Gargoyle.
No, I don't like it as
I
much.
think it's cool though.
It
And
does
he's a
look cool.
He's a 3/4 pro red.
Yeah.
Sure, but that we also saw that. That's on Abbey Gargoyle.
No, it doesn't have pro red or 3/4. Or you're talking about the Abbey Gargoyles, yeah. But this has the components of Opal Gargoyle.
Of it waking
with
up.
The Abbey Gargoyle.
Yeah. I think his art is actually worse than both Abbey Gargoyle and Opal Gargoyle, to be honest.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I don't think it's bad.
It looks like it's made of rock.
Yes, I don't think it's bad.
That's your problem with Abbey Gargoyles.
No, that's not my problem with that. I don't
That's
have any-
Not
my
you.
Mm.
It is my problem with Abbey Gargoyles, but I don't like the
Go
I
ahead.
don't like the actual composition of the art here as much as I do for Abbey Gargoyles, which I like the actual art of Abbey Gargoyles more, even though Opal Guardian looks more like a gargoyle than Abbey Gargoyles does.
Okay.
I guess if I have to, though, I have to judge it on the gargoyle quality, which does mean it's better in that front.
Mm.
But that's just from talking about the art. It as mechanically, I guess it is pretty much just also Abbey Gargoyles, but even
It's got to
more
be like
flavorful.
right in there, right? Like somewhere in there.
I mean, yes,
It
it's
is
not.
even more flavorful. So
They're Abbey Gargoyles, but they do the gargoyle thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's worse than Opal Gargoyle, but better than Abbey Gargoyle. Is that fine?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of has to be, right?
Yeah, I think.
I
you're
guess
right.
it like additively, yeah, that kind of has to be.
Yeah. Here's a cool dude that I like a lot. Sanctum Gargoyle. That's what a weird dude.
He's
Another
really
Esper Gargoyle,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like this guy. This is again more the example of the servant gargoyle because that's the Esper thing,
The
Mhm.
Mook.
the mook, the imp. I like this dude a whole lot. He's not
He goes in there, grabs the,
Ethereum.
picks together all of your Ethereum back to place, and just hands it back to you. Yeah.
All my
Got it,
Ethereum
boss.
Douglas. Here's all of your Ethereum
Yeah.
Douglas that you lost.
Here it is.
That's what he's got in his hand. That's what a Douglas looks like.
It's just an orb? Oh no.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
Ethereum.
What are you carrying?
Ethereum Douglas.
He's
It's
just
not
got
what
an
Ethereum
orb.
looks like.
It is the one that's in its Douglas form.
No, you can't keep doing the Douglas thing. Not everything is a Douglas.
Watch me.
No, we've already defined what a Douglas is.
I forgot.
Homerids like it, is the thing. Homerids go to their fucking stores to buy it. Anyway.
I like this dude a lot.
Well, yeah, what is that orb? I do like him.
I like him personally, I think, more than I like him as a gargoyle, though. Like, I don't dislike him. I don't dislike him. Like, I don't think he's bad, but he's missing a lot of that sort of thematic gargoyle-ness that I come to expect. Of course, again, Esper's got a lot of the mookiness going with their gargoyles.
So let's compare him right off to Darklit Gargoyle.
Another mookie gargoyle. I actually think I like him better than Darklit Gargoyle. He looks better.
I like Sanctum Gargoyle. Like
I like him just a bit less.
I like Sanctum Gargoyle individually more than Darklit Gargoyle, but I think Darklit Gargoyle is more of a gargoyle than Sanctum Gargoyle is.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, I mean, Darklit Gargoyle.
He's got that power toughness shifting thing.
Yeah, it actually is doing well, it's actually doing attacking first more than anything else for Darklit Gargoyle is, whereas Sanctum Gargoyle is finding something, neither of which are really mechanically particularly gargoyle-y.
It's like, so the first one is like Keith David Gargoyle, but Sanctum Gargoyle is like one of the gargoyles from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It's the one voiced by Jason Alexander or something. I don't know.
Is one of those gargoyles voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait?
I don't think so.
They should have done that. If they didn't do that, I'm not saying that they did, but they should have done that.
They definitely didn't.
Hey, Disney, go back, do that. Do a release.
You can't do that voice anymore.
I know. Go back in time and just make sure Bobcat Goldthwait does a voice for one of the gargoyles on Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hire Michael Dorn and have him do Bobcat Goldthwait's voice.
My cathedral's so fat. No, I don't know. I don't know the cathedral.
No, you can't do voices. Neither of you can do voices.
It's the headphones.
Like a catfish.
I can't hear myself through the headphones. Anyway,
where are we at?
We can do it.
So this guy's not as good as Darklit.
I think so.
But that's basically where I put him. I think he's actually pretty good.
I will give you that. I think it's basically you just put him right below Darklit, and that's it.
I think the Basalt looks cooler.
I disagree.
I like the gross weirdness of Sanctum Gargoyle's face more than I like
that checks out.
Basalt's like entire jam.
His face is so good. Also,
Absolutely checks out.
I will also say for the game plan of Esper in before I finish. For the game plan of Esper in Alara, you are basically throwing these guys away. Like they are defenders basically. They don't have it, but you're basically just throwing these guys out there. They're getting something out while you're doing your wizard shit behind them, and then they're just taking it in the tuckus from, I don't know, a dragon or something.
Okay. You ever drafted Alara?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. I drafted a lot of Alara.
Sure.
I don't think I ever played this guy.
What? I also played a lot of this guy in Modern Masters 1.
I see.
All right.
The next card sucks because I lost to it like 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah. This is my boy. I love this guy.
It's Shrieking Grotesque.
Yeah, exactly.
Shrieking Grotesque is, if you couldn't tell, is an Orzhov card.
He's great. Also, Death of the Deathless is from Dragon's Maze and has gargoyles on it.
Okay.
They're spilling blood onto a ghost. It's great.
Pretty good.
Anyway, sorry, I just remembered that one.
So yeah, this has a flavor text, that thing you explained.
Yeah.
That's why they're screaming.
They just scream.
And they scream so
Shrieking-
loud when you summon them that you go a little crazy.
If you
Yeah.
animate them, yeah.
Shrieking Grotesque is along the lines of Leering Gargoyle and being a tiny, shitty gargoyle.
Yeah, I love him, but
Yeah.
also he's a 2/1 flyer.
Yeah.
Like he could have easily been a thrall.
Mhm.
Sure.
He does look great, though. And
He looks so cool and he screams.
But there's
I mean-
also, like, look down at his mechanics, and literally nothing about that says gargoyle.
I
Not
mean,
even a
flying.
single thing except for flying.
Yes,
Flying,
flying.
But he
Is,
does
flying
have...
is the only thing.
But I will say again, this is the Norzov gargoyle. They're mooks alongside the thralls, basically. Of hey, I'm Joe. I'm Joe
I'm
Punch
Joe
Boy.
Stone.
I'm Joe Punch Boy. I'm trying to break into this Orzhov cathedral to steal all their doubloons.
It's
Oh
very
God,
telling.
I'm going
it's-
crazy.
It's very
I am
telling. that
Joseph
King-
Dirt. The
very-
gargoyle.
It's very telling that Kingpin's pet was a thrall and not a gargoyle.
Yes,
Mhm.
Or
It could-
just a thrall.
it could have been a gargoyle, but it's not.
It's like Shrieking Grotesque. He does look great.
Is he better than Darksteel Gargoyle?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're.
I'm not saying he's going down at the bottom. Absolutely not.
I'm kind of thinking he's somewhere sub-middle.
Really? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think he's a.
He's solidly
Here's the
mid.
thing, like I said, I friggin' love Shrieking Grotesque. He's one of my favorite cards.
Sure,
Mhm.
because you're a
But
monster.
he's not really a gargoyle.
I mean, he's screaming.
I-
I like the
No,
I like the flavor of the scream mechanic in him screaming.
Okay.
I'm going to make an argument here of I think it's better than Basalt Gargoyle, and that's about it.
I'm going to be completely honest. That's honestly where I was thinking he was at.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause I think
sub-middle.
sure.
Yeah.
And I will say
Literally what I said.
sure, but the very bare minimum legal definition of submiddle.
You mean below the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Up next. What the fuck is this?
Fire Phantasm. I forgot this guy existed.
This isn't a gargoyle.
Yeah, it is.
They're calling it a gargoyle, but it's not a gargoyle.
They call it a gargoyle. It's a gargoyle.
But like, it doesn't even remotely look like
Look,
a gargoyle.
look, man. If Horseshoe Crab is one of the best crabs, this is a gargoyle.
I'll also say that this is a magical illusory gargoyle which guards you against a creature card, if you guess a draft card.
Typeline, not only could this be creature dragon illusion or something, I think mechanically it
No.
would fit more as well.
I
No.
don't.
It would make
No.
more, it would make more sense as a Sphinx illusion, I think.
It's a
Mind
3-2.
you. Yeah, but look at
man.
it.
It's a 3-2. I think it's
I'm just-
perfectly fine as a gargoyle. It's not actually a gargoyle. It is an illusion. Yes, I will give you that.
I'm just trying
I
to work
don't-
my way through the mechanic.
I don't
Okay.
think it's even a particularly good illusion of a gargoyle.
Because it's blue and wispy.
It's blue and wispy, and again, there's nothing about that even looks like much like a gargoyle. It looks like a dragon.
That's grotesque and look
no.
dragony.
Some do, yes, but if it's gonna look dragony, it better be made of stone and like interesting and also perching on something.
I mean, the reason why this is an illusion is one, it's blue, and two, it's specifically
Sure.
the draft mechanic. Let's focus on the mechanical stuff before we go too deep on just beating him up for being a wispy boy.
How dare you?
What?
I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
I was defending him.
Sure.
I'm not sure I understand what's gargoyle-y about his ability necessarily. Like, I kind of get what they're going for. Like,
I mean, there's a lot of with the Draft Matters cards. There's a lot of weird things you have to do to mental gymnastics wise to justify what they're doing and flavor the game.
but the chimera we saw was fantastic.
But that one's doing its own weird things.
Yes, this doesn't feel as nearly as good.
This
as that.
involves you and your opponent drafting a thing and you guessing what they're going to draft from the thing.
It's like, oh, that's the dude showing up, and that's why the gargoyle is.
This is like, okay, you've got an alarm system on your house, right? And you need to guess the code that your friend is going to put into it to break into your house. And if they get it wrong, or if you get it wrong, they just get in.
Who's breaking into my house? Is it Jeffrey or is it Carl? It's Jeffrey.
It's Carl.
Oh, frig.
Who's breaking into my house? Is it Janiel or
No.
Samantha?
No.
It's neither of those people.
Is it Tarleton? Oh shit, it was Tarleton all along.
Damn
It's
it.
Dak Faden, greatest thief in the
Fuck.
multiverse.
Of course he is. Tarleton Dak Faden.
Where does this guy go? Is it like
I hate him. I actively dislike this card being a gargoyle. Like, I'm putting this at the bottom, flat out.
I don't hate him, but also I'm with you.
Yeah.
Spire. Okay,
I think the concept of him is neat. I think the concept of making the illusory gargoyle is neat.
if this was Type Lion Sphinx
But-
version and looked like a Sphinx, I would like it. But
Yeah, I think it's.
I wouldn't because I'd be like, it's only a 3/2.
well, yeah, it would also have to make it like a 3/3 or something. But still,
But the mind games is cute. The mind games feels more sphinxy.
yes.
In my opinion. Next up,
All right.
Stone Cloaker.
It's your boy Stone Cloaker.
What up, Stone Cloaker?
Stone Cloaker.
Ugh, gross.
Um,
I really like how Stone Cloaker works. Before we say anything about him, that is a pretty good-looking gargoyle right there.
That he grab the guy?
And I kind of like this idea of a gargoyle that doesn't protect, a place. Instead, it just hangs out on top of a person.
Just that Banalish dude, or that Cersei dude,
Yeah.
or that Tercier dude.
what's
He
with the-
rushes in there, picks you up, puts you, just nice and easily and gently into your house, and then goes out
Puts
and
you in
does the
his little
fighting for you.
pocket. He puts his
Yeah.
little Stone Cloaker, and then yeah.
Bro, no, stop.
but how does the graveyard thing trigger in? Is that just there for like?
That's his price, my friend. That's his price.
But if you don't have anything there, you don't have to do it.
Yeah, it's very true.
He's also very generous, though, of like, oh man, you don't actually have anything? Okay, you get a freebie.
But also you have to have someone for him to save, otherwise he saves himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he saves himself and also takes a thing from a graveyard.
Sure.
It's part of the magic of using Stone Cloaker, is you can just keep doing that.
He'll show up and then eat a hamburger out of your opponent's graveyard and go
He's
back into his
basically
hand.
3 mana, then you eat something out of your opponent's graveyard. He's great.
Oh
Great.
yeah.
Takes
Oh, that's
a
cute.
hamburger out of your trash, and yeah.
Oh yeah, you can repeatedly keep bouncing him for 3 mana, so you can
Yep.
keep unexcelling stuff from the graveyards. Okay, I didn't think about that. That's cute.
He's got the gating mechanic for plane shift.
He's protective. He's neat. He's a good twist on the gargoyle formula. I think he looks dope.
Yeah.
I like Stone Cloaker.
Sure.
He's got flash, so he just surprises you too. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time it does it, not the 8th time you've been exiling stuff.
He keeps on digging in my trash and grabbing all my hamburgers. Stop. I'm saving those for later.
That's my burger trash. You get out of there.
I do not want no gargoyles eating up all my burger trash. Go eat some pigeons like the rest of you.
Keith David, get out of my trash can. I'll give you a hamburger if you ask. I am the defender of the night.
Where does this guy go?
I quite like him. I'm saying I'm gonna put him above Graven Dominator myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
can see
agree.
that. Yeah,
I can
yeah,
agree with that.
Sure.
Let's compare him to the Opal Boys.
Yeah. The Opal trio there of Abby, Opal Guardian, and
I guess the Abbey gets lumped in there, sure.
yeah. I don't know. I like the Opal trio a lot. I
feel
don't
like
want to pick them up.
I feel like once the Stone Cloaker shows up, that your opponent's like, oh, there's a Stone Cloaker just digging through my trash. I have to play around that,
Yeah.
you know?
Sure, though I'd say the sitting there in front of you, like it's a surprise, I guess, but also you should be able to see them on your opponent's roof.
You do. When you've done the thing, it's like, oh, he's just got one in his hand.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's a fair point, actually, yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I've sent this dude home, and he's also just looking from the roof.
Also, he can also just show up in like flash block, which is pretty defendery.
Yeah, it's very gargoyle-y.
Yeah.
He's quite gargoyle. Yeah. I just purely like, if we're talking about unique stuff going on, I just like the idea of a stone cloaker, a gargoyle that you wear on your back.
Sure. It's like a jetpack.
Yeah,
Weird.
I think I actually like this better than Opal Gargoyle. Actually, yeah. Huh.
All right, what about Gargoyle Token?
I'm still saying Gargoyle Token is a big old gatekeeper here, and it's hard to get, jump up to that level.
I actually think I like this guy better than Gargoyle Token.
I think I agree.
All
I
right.
think he gets into the top 5.
But is he better than Gargoyle Sentinel?
That's a hard one.
That's when you're talking about the difference between a good old traditional gargoyle
gargoyle
versus a gargoyle with a spin on it.
He's literally a gargoyle that wakes up and does things.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real imagination there beyond reading his card.
I mean, other than the good mechanics of capturing.
Yes, of course.
They did a pretty
I
good job.
feel like he's not as good as the Sentinel.
Okay, fair.
As a gargoyle.
Sure.
Because he's a great card. And I love it.
He would.
Okay.
Next is a flip card, which is a pretty good thing for a gargoyle. It's Thraben Gargoyle.
/ Stonewing Antagonizer.
Yep.
Do you know why they never actually made a gargoyle that flips back and forth from a double face card? It's because they didn't want you to have to keep flipping it back and forth.
Sure. That checks out.
That's fair.
So this is
they wouldn't want it.
Because if you have sleeves, it's like, this is annoying.
They probably wouldn't want to print that at common or uncommon. Yeah,
sure.
That makes sense.
So I think this guy's neat in the sense that he's 1 mana, so you just get this gargoyle out there and he just kind of sits there protecting for a while, keeping like vampires from attacking you. They're 1/1 vampires. And then once you have the time where you're ready to have him go nuts, you put mana into him to waken him up, and then he just goes crazy.
And here he shows up and makes it a weirdo.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward gargoyle look on both sides, honestly. Like even the horror version.
This is a weird twist. It's like some sort of weird Shadows of Innistrad twist on it.
Almost, yeah.
I like this guy a lot.
Almost literally exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely that thing that I said.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very good. I think this is a very good, actually, example of the traditional gargoyle as well. Like, it's a twist. It's like an Innistrad twist on it, sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's neat. I think the fact that he's actually a 1-mana 2/2 defender is actually an upside.
Yeah.
Because he spends a lot of time on the field just kind of sitting there gargoyling before he goes nuts.
And then a Lithomancer shows up and steals them.
Yep.
I like him, but I don't think very strongly of him. I don't have any interesting thoughts about Thraben Gargoyle. He's a good, solid gargoyle. I definitely think he's up there, but
how up there?
I see.
Yeah,
I would actually say I like this guy. Jump all the way up there. I think I like this guy better than Gargoyle Sentinel, to be honest.
Really?
I think this is a more interesting take mechanically than what Gargoyle Sentinel do.
I don't know.
I
don't think so, honestly, because I do like how Gargoyle Sentinel goes back and forth.
Sure.
But Gargoyle just turns into the Agonizer.
Thraben Gargoyle is doing the defender protecty thing, and then his other side is, by the way, Shadows of Innistrad.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we wanted to judge the two cards, the two faces separately, I'd be totally fine with putting Thraben Gargoyle high and Stonewing Agonizer middling, but we don't do that with flip cards.
No, because you have to take them as a whole package.
Yep.
Yeah. So that makes me feel like, okay, it is reasonably up there, but I mean top 10, not top 5.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly.
See, I like the fact that he is cheap and he sits there before he wigs out. Like if Gargoyle Sentinel was a cheaper card, where he spends a lot more time perching for it. The issue is that Gargoyle Sentinel out there, you transform him the next turn, basically.
Like I said, my main thing is that it's the wigging out isn't. That's pretty much what it's not doing it of its own volition. It's a
That is
Lithomancer.
true.
It's a Lithomancer showing up and saying, "Hey, go beat the hell out of that guy stuck in a wall."
Sure.
Mhm.
That's a
Again,
good-
it's up there, but I don't think it's
All right.
top 5.
So
I
we're-
would say.
How do you compare it to Graven Dominator?
I mean, I'm gonna put it above Graven Dominator. Me
Okay.
personally.
How about
Um,
the Opal Boys?
I think I put it below the Abbey Gargoyles though.
Okay.
Make
That
it the
work.
new number 9.
I think
that-
I'm about the same. Yeah.
Okay. Next on this list is Tower Gargoyle.
Tower
There's a
Gargoyle
lot of
is
Esper
cool.
Gargoyles.
He's a big friggin' gargoyle. Look
Yeah,
how
he
big he
is.
is. And he's got little legs. They're great.
4 mana, 4/4 flyer.
Yep.
White
I
black.
played the hell out of this guy.
He's got that 1 wub as his mana cost.
Yep.
He's just a big flying thing.
He is extremely just a big flying beef.
I mean,
that's
the
it.
Sanctum Gargoyle is also just a flying thing that finds dudes.
Yeah, but that feels more servanty. This is just a big boy, and I don't like his face.
He's the boy that just shows up and wrecks things.
I guess. I don't like his face.
His cool Esper.
What is his
Fury
face? Has he
thing?
just got a shovel for a face?
Yeah, kinda.
Does he got a mouth? I like his big arms.
I do like his big beefy arms.
I like his metal wings. Got good
I'm
reflectance
pretty
on him.
okay with his metal wings.
Yeah.
I like all of his Ethereum in
definitely.
them. He's got rock in there additional to the Ethereum, but
Yep.
he's just a big boy.
Yeah. I think
Like-
that's cool.
Sure, but we've had other just flying big boys, like Lumen Grid Gargoyle.
I'm
is just
not
a
saying
flying
he's
good
like
boy.
top of the friggin' chart. I just like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he's just like too cheaper than that for a way more impossible mana cost.
Huh.
You
Well,
know?
let's compare him to the other Esper Gargoyles then.
The other
Dark-
Esper Gargoyles have something mechanically going for them aside from just flying.
They feel mooky.
Transforms and then also finds a thing.
Yes.
Like Sanctum
Both-
Gargoyle's mechanical thing isn't very gargoyle.
He's a servant.
Yeah.
Gargoyles as servants is an Esper thing. If we're going to let Shrieking get
Right.
out there for Orzhov Gargoyles, that's fine. There's context. We don't throw away things just because they have a unique context, I think.
I'm just still like, I don't
Otherwise,
know.
literally every plane is going to be like an Alara, and we don't want that. Oh, sorry, not Alara. I can't even remember the name of the plane. Garbage plane with garbage slivers.
Sandalar?
Yeah, everything becomes generic fantasy. We don't want that.
Well, the Sandalar slivers look like enemies I should be fighting on a wrecked spaceship.
Exactly. Generic fantasy.
That's generic sci-fi.
I wasn't using the slivers as an example, just 'cause that's how I was remembering the plane.
I'm just saying, I'm still kind of. Ugh.
Sure. Save it.
We're all still pretty
We're not
mad
rating
about new
slivers.
slivers.
Yeah. We're never reading slivers.
Yeah.
Is it better than is it lower than Sanctum Gargoyle? I say yes.
I say yeah.
I think so.
Is it lower than Shrieking Grotesque?
Yeah. Probably.
Is it below Basalt?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Is it below Nullstone?
Yes.
Probably. This one is going. The more I look at it, I think the
He's
cutoff.
better.
point is
He's better than
Harbor.
Kildoran Gargoyle. I'm sorry. He's better than Kildoran Gargoyle.
I was gonna say Harbor myself.
Nope. He's better than Kildoran Gargoyle.
You sure?
Positive.
I'm actually gonna go.
I've got conviction on that one, man.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to then express that
Okay.
conviction because I would.
Let's go look at Kildoran Gargoyle again.
Yeah,
Alright.
he looks a little bit more like a normal gargoyle.
Oh, so we are doing the generic fantasy versions or the better version then, huh?
No, I'm not gonna make that argument.
I'm just saying.
I don't like his shovel mouth, but That's fine.
I don't know,
Well,
man.
Kildare Gargoyle also kind of has a bit of a shovel mouth going on there. He's
Yeah.
definitely got a bit of an underbite.
I feel like it's fine to have a Mookie Gargoyle that just goes out and ruins things.
Sure. I just don't think there's much here past that. Like again, compare this to Lumengrid Gargoyle. What?
Lumengrid Gargoyle is just kind of lame.
And this is bulky and that's kind of cool, but
It's cool looking.
all
That's
right.
what I want out of my gargoyles.
All right. Fine.
I mean, I'm not convinced.
He's not convinced.
But I'm convinced.
I'm still gonna say below Kildare, but yeah.
There's three of us. That's the perfection of the system.
Mhm.
It's the perfect
All right.
number.
Well, up next, someone really messed up this one. Yo, Voidstone Gargoyle, why you all busted?
Voidstone is different from Nullstone.
Also,
Yeah, but why is
Wakestone.
he all messed up?
I don't. Oh, because it's time spiral.
But like, look at it. Someone just kind of like took a pickaxe to him. What the hell?
Time spiral.
Yeah.
The goblins have no noses, my friend.
Still though.
That's what
Everything is garbage on Dominaria and time spiral.
I
I
do
mean,
like he looks that aside.
yeah.
He's like a Panther Man.
Yeah.
Cheetah Man or something.
He defends against one specific card.
He bans a card. That's kind of cool.
Extremely bans it. You cannot even think about that card while it's a small Voidstone Gargoyle is around.
Again, that card can still attack though.
I mean, yeah, but it can't do its magic.
Sure. I think this is fine. Like, this is a fine kind of notion of the kind of the protector idea. He's a big boy. I'll give you that.
I'm looking more at it, and I think he actually does have at least one full leg, where you
He
can
does.
see like a
they're
little.
behind him. You can see his foot on the lower part of his leg there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
it's-
think maybe the entire left leg is gone.
Maybe. Or might be knee bent back. Hard to say. He is kind of actually like dramatically like jumping off of the abbey that he's on. He's like coming down on you like, yo,
You were thinking about Manor Skeleton down there. Stop.
you may not think, cast, or activate Manor Skeleton. Manor Skeleton may no longer regenerate.
Yeah, my Bitcoin.
You may not even talk, Manor Skeleton. I am
And
tired
then
of
Manor
you.
Gargoyle. And then Manor Gargoyle just shows up and throws him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Manor Gargoyle would beat this dude's ass.
Anyway,
Gargoyle's tough as hell.
he's kind of cool. He's gargoyle-y.
He's
Yeah.
all right.
He does the
Nothing wrong
protection
with
thing.
Voidstone Gargoyle.
I like that he's got rocks flying around him in part because it's just like, oh, he
That could-
broke out. He broke out of the rocks, so the rocks are
Yeah.
falling around him because he woke up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Where
I
do
don't
we even
love him.
start with this? Is he better than the Opal Boys?
No,
No,
Is he better than Thraben Gargoyle?
probably not.
Oh wow! All right. Is he better than
I'm
Graven
thinking-
Dominator?
I'm gonna say below Graven Dominator, but above Dragonloft Idol.
see, I'd put him below Dragonloft Idol because Dragonloft
That's
Idol
fair.
is cool.
Like,
It's like this cool, like Asian.
That's not scientific.
It's
I'd
got
say
this.
after defending Tower Gargoyle.
It's got this neat sort of like Asian flavor. I think that is a interesting thing that I appreciate a lot. Like the notion of, hey, it's, you know, as you said, it's like the kind of the guardian dog feel. I think is neat. That's interesting.
Is it better than Granite Gargoyle?
Yes.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
I think
Mm.
yes. I think it is.
yeah.
sure.
Not much, but yeah.
His flavor is very good from a protector sense. He's got a very protectory ability. Like that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can't deny that. He's got that. And well, we got another crazy screamy boy.
I love him, but there's two of them. All right.
That's what the other one is doing.
I like this guy because he wakes up other gargoyles.
Yeah,
He
that's
just-
neat.
This This gargoyle right here is just yelling at everyone, get in there. It's a flying 3/4, 3/4 flyer, which is that's the gargoyle type line in that it has popped up on 5 different gargoyles, I want to say.
3/4, yeah.
But he wakes himself up like a gargoyle should, but he also yells, like, this is like kind of like both, like you got your Orzhov gargoyles and you have got your normal gargoyles. What if I put both on top of each other? I realize he's not actually Orzhov colors, but he basically is.
I mean,
Orzhov.
He's still white, and he's just in the set that didn't have the Orzhov.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think I love the fact that he can scream so loud that your like trees will start punching dudes.
Yeah.
He yells so loud that anything that has guard duty just like throws away their shield and whatever and just punches something. Yeah.
Either they're so
It's
annoyed.
in the flavor text there. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of just incite. This is the riot gargoyle that incites riots.
Someone
Also,
get up there.
Look at them. They're cool looking.
Yeah. They're cool. So I like this guy.
Wakestone gargoyle, I can super get into.
I like this guy a lot. I think this is a high gargoyle. This is a top tier gargoyle.
The more you look at and think about Wakestone gargoyle, the better it gets. Is the thing.
He looks cool. He's obviously made of stone.
Yep. He's kind of small and shitty, but at the same time, he's just really mad.
Okay, so
carved out living stone.
Is he better than Gargoyle Token?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Stone Cloaker?
Yes.
I think this is another situation. Kinda. It's not really like Lyran Gargoyle and Mana Gargoyle, but I feel like when you compare the things that Wakestone Gargoyle does versus what Stone Cloaker does, I would rather Wakestone Gargoyle be around as a gargoyle.
I like it better anyways.
Is he better than Gargoyle Sentinel?
I say
Wakestone Gargoyle who wakes up other gargoyles.
Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a sort of better version of Gargoyle Sentinel in a way.
Yep, I agree.
Is he better than Lyran Gargoyle?
Man,
I think he might be.
He might be, but I think I personally like Lyran Gargoyle more, but I recognize the status of Wakestone Gargoyle better. As better.
Lyran Gargoyle, I feel like he's a rude boy, but he's nasty, and he's the fun side of the rude boy.
Yeah.
Wakestone Gargoyle is just nasty, rude boy who just screams a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like he's number 3.
Wakestone Gargoyle is the my life is suffering type of gargoyle. Lyran Gargoyle is the my life is nasty debauchery version of gargoyle.
He's the Jason Alexander of gargoyles.
Lyran Gargoyle is my life fucking rules out of gargoyles.
Lyran Gargoyle loves being a gargoyle. He is glad to be up there and living it.
Because if he wasn't, that lightning bolt would have killed him.
Yep.
I'm gonna stand by. I technically think that Wakestone Gargoyle is a better gargoyle in a way, but I like Lyran more. But at the same time,
I think Wakestone Gargoyle is number 3 after Lyran Gargoyle.
I think that's totally fine as well.
I would honestly put Wakestone Gargoyle above Lyran Gargoyle, personally. Okay, that's just me. I mean, obviously, I'm being, if you two are below.
Well, MDCT, you have to make the decision then.
All right, I'm gonna go with the science and say he has to go above. But okay. I do have in my heart of hearts that I like Lyran more.
That's fine. Right. You saw what we did to Shamble Shark. That's fine.
Yep.
Netland, man.
Yeah. Wakestone Gargoyle he does the default gargoyle thing. He does the thing you want a gargoyle to do, but also he also has the cool Orzhov living rock flavor that's neat. And then also, he makes all of your dudes just freak the hell out and just go to town. That's cool. Last gargoyle. Warden?
Technically the only actual gargoyle.
No, there's another one that was like drooling. I think like the
only one that is literally a water spout.
I don't know. That could be breath.
Hey, you don't know. It might not have just been raining those other times.
I'm not saying like that makes it like
the ones on Debt to the Deathless are drooling blood.
No, we're not talking about Death of the Deathless now.
I know.
I'm just saying, and I'm not actually going to give it extra points for this or anything.
I think it should get extra points.
Maybe it could, but according to the actual definition of what a gargoyle is, Warden of the Wall is the only card in Magic the Gathering that is a literal actual gargoyle because it's a water spout.
Hey, the other ones these here could have been water spouts. It just wasn't raining.
Yeah, that's fair, but
It is raining on
Technically-
Gargoyle Sentinel.
all the other ones are grotesques, which again, it's fine. It's fine. They get conflated.
It's
and that's
literally
okay.
fine. Pedantic
Yeah.
ass.
I'm not saying that it's just fun.
That wasn't to you. That was to the person out who's been saying that this whole damn video.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on to you.
I quite like
Yeah.
Warden of the Wall though. On top of everything else.
Oh,
Like,
it's amazing. It's
It's a
great.
fantastic gargoyle right here.
It's a really good flavor. It defends, and then on your turn, it's just kind of there. Just it only can defend,
It's a mana rock.
but it can also help you generate mana. You can drink that water.
Yeah.
You can go mouth to mouth with the gargoyle and drink deep.
So,
You can smoosh Warden of the Wall and you're gonna get empowered by it.
And trust me, that taps him.
Yeah. He is
no.
down
Oh,
for it.
No.
He gets he gets exhausted after a long make-out session.
No. Oh,
And that,
ruining it.
no, it making it better.
Look, there's only one gargoyle in this list that I want to make out with. And that's Harbor Guardian.
And its name is Manor Gargoyle. Wait. That would hurt a lot. It's got a lot of spikes up there.
Anyway, where's this guy go?
Hey, now Manor Gargoyle is a gentle lover.
I think this guy's better than Gargoyle Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
kind of do too.
But is it
I want to say
better-
that's it. But I don't want to compare another thing to Leering Gargoyle again like this.
I mean, that's the name of the game, my friend.
That's
Yeah.
We have to compare it. Is it better than Leering Gargoyle?
Okay, I just said that and I'm going to say yes.
I think it is.
Same.
Like, I love Leering Gargoyle. Don't get me wrong, but
Same. All right. Is it better than Wakestone Gargoyle?
This is an extremely traditional looking gargoyle. Like, extremely.
Right.
Yep. Whereas Wakestone Gargoyle is a different take on it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know which I like more on those two things. Like, they're also both very mechanically strong as gargoyles, but
Yeah, this is a hard one.
I want to have a lot of Wakestone gargoyles. I also,
Wakestone Gargoyle can't wake up Warden of the Wall.
yeah, that's true. Which
Which I don't know if that's a plus for the Warden or the minus for or what. I don't know.
I don't know if that's a minus for Warden either. Like, that could be, like, it might make the mechanical identity a little bit more muddied, but that's not Warden of the Wall's fault.
Sure.
It's kind of neither of their fault.
Yep.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Like, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna throw out one thing here.
Okay.
I would not want to make out with Wakestone Gargoyle.
Doesn't that make that more of a gargoyle? then?
That makes him more of a gargoyle, is the thing. Yeah.
I think Warden of the Wall is number 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
Well, it made a run there, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah, Warden of the Wall is very good, but
Who did Stonecloaker out of the top 5?
it's just Wakestone Gargoyle just feels just. I just really like that it kind of draws the middle line between both the unique Orzhov flavor and also just good gargoyle flavor.
Yeah. Agreed.
Whereas Warden of the Wall is just kind of a classic, but then Manor Gargoyle also does that pretty good.
I want to make a deck with Wakestone Gargoyle.
Defender
Just
decks are
like
fun.
wake up all of your strong
I know
defenders.
I know exactly what to do.
Wake me up inside.
Yes, that.
Can't wake up.
Okay, we did it. The science is done. The science is done.